Hey everyone, you may be wondering why you're seeing my face right now. Well, it's because I've decided I wanted to try a new form of communication, video communication with each week, sharing a video that kind of talks through some things that we're highlighting this weekend and going through. And so I just feel like voice communication might be the clearest way of sharing what's going on. So we'll see how this goes. Your feedback is always great. So the first thing for this week that I wanted to touch on is that Sam Shad, who's our first through third grade director and does an incredible job. We've so blessed to have him. He is actually getting married this Friday, so tomorrow, and he's going to be gone this weekend and next on his honeymoon. And so this weekend, Sean Murray is going to be leading the three services that we're having. He will be talking on this brand new series that we're going to be going through on maturity, which I'll get to in a second. So my role is that I'll be at the church, I'll be present, I'll be leading huddles and going through all that stuff, but I'm going to be in the first through third grade classroom as well. So I'm going to try and do my best to be omnipresent. We'll see how that goes. So that's the idea. So a lot of what the fourth through sixth grade classroom will be doing will be similar structure. It'll be a lot of the exact same things that we normally do. I trust a lot of you guys and your experience, and I will not be as active in the classroom as I have been over the past couple weeks to tend to any things going on in the first through third grade classroom. So it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. So that's important. Be aware of that. Next thing is, just as I mentioned, we're starting a brand new series on the topic of maturity, and so with that idea, we're going to be emphasizing just the importance of what it means to be spiritually mature and how we coach kids and how we impress that on kids to really seek after what it means to grow in Christ and to be a person that not just is growing physically, but is growing spiritually. And we're going to take a look at that throughout this month. And I'm excited for that starting this week. And then lastly is something I'm really excited about that we're going to be starting off to kick off the new year. And it's this idea of action cards. And so one of the things that we've been trying to work on with this new curriculum is creating some steps that kids can take to grow in their faith. And one of the things that I kind of wanted to implement and see how it works is this idea of action cards. And so in your bins, I know this is backwards. This is probably not the greatest way of communicating this, but you'll see these cards, and these cards are going to be used in groups as a follow-up. You'll see that there's a spot on them that say, this week my next steps are, and it's going to give you guys an opportunity to talk with kids about what they believe their next steps are. Give them some options, give them some ideas based on the discussion of what would be a good action step that they can take this week. Have them write that down and then talk to their parents about it. There's a spot on the bottom of this card for their parents to show that they completed that next step. And then on the back side of it, there is our memory verse. And so it'll just be one card that we're passing out this week instead of two cards. One thing for them to take home, and hopefully only one thing for them to throw like a ninja star around the classroom. So we will pass those out. We'll talk through that with kids. It's going to be huge that we coach kids up on this. Starting next week, we're going to take a segment of each small group time starting off and reflect and recap what kids did with their next step. So if we hold kids accountable and we talk through, hey, maybe this was my action step that I took after this past week. What's something that you took, and what's something that you took from last week's lesson? And we're going to build that into each small group. I know every group isn't weekly and every leader isn't weekly, but even if we talk through just what it was that was discussed and we give kids an opportunity to reflect on what their next steps were, even if it's only one or two kids, it could really inspire other kids in the group to start thinking about how they can take next steps and grow closer to Jesus, because that's what this is about. It's about a process of finding and following Jesus each and every single week and growing closer to him. And if they're not here every week, that's okay. They can bring it back the next week and discuss it, and we'll continue to create a structure of discussing that at each week at the beginning of group time, focusing on action cards and how we did in growing closer to Jesus. And if they didn't do it, then we just go on to the next thing, and it's cool. But we can coach kids through that. So that's what I'm hopeful for this weekend. I'm excited about this weekend. I'm excited about seeing all of you guys and ministering with you guys. Thank you for all that you do. And I will see you at the service that you're leading at 30 minutes prior for our huddle. Come suited up in your kids' team shirts, and we're excited to start leading kids in the new year to Jesus. Love you guys. Have a great next couple days, and I'll see you this weekend. Bye.